Hello, dear students. So today our new topic, Indian democracy. So this topic from political part, chapter 1, political part. Okay, democracy. First, you must know what is democracy. So here, before introduction, our constitution. Here we must know about democracy because democracy and constitution both are interrelated. So democracy means what? As already you have heard. What Abraham Lincoln said, that by the people, for the people, of the people. So democracy means people. People elect their representative to run the government. Okay, that is democratic country, where a system of government which is elect by the people. That is democratic country. Like India is a vast democratic country where we select our representative, we elect our representative, we cast vote from 18 years age, we cast vote and we elect our representative and they are responsible for us. So this is what known as democratic country. India is the largest democratic country in the world. So with democracy we need a what? Constitution. So this democracy and constitution both are interrelated, as already I have said. So now you have to know what is constitution. I'm sure you have heard this word earlier, constitution. So constitution is the written record in detailed manners. Okay. What is constitution? You can see constitution has to do with established rule according to which the state is organized. Each and every country, they have their own written constitution. With that, what? They rule or they smooth rule the country. So constitution were written rule regulation of a country, and what? It establishes rules according the constitution. So constitution means it's a written record in detailed manners of rules. Here a picture, Constitution of India, that is book. So here written, it's a lengthiest constitution in the world. India's constitution is a lengthiest, remember, it's a lengthiest constitution in the world, and our India run by its constitution. All rules what written run by its constitution. So we got that a democratic country need its own constitution. Democracy is important for a country, and as well as constitution also important for a country. So India, as we know that around 200 years India ruled by British. So when Britishers decided to leave India, when they decided to quit India, because of many our freedom fighters, because of them our freedom struggle, or many freedom fighters, they fought for our freedom of India. So because of them, what British decided at last, what? That they would quit from India. So when they decided, actually what happened here is many background also, because of Second World War also, because of United Nations also. So many background, because of many background, actually British came to know that they could not rule India further after United Nations established, and after many freedom struggle happened. So in 1945, here you can see here 1945, England, the Labour Party came to power, and this Labour Party, when came to power, they decided they would give independence to India. They decided they would give independence to India. So what they decided? They now decided that if India would be free, then free country, independent country need a constitution. So when they decided they would give freedom to India in 1945, and in 1945 United Nations also formed in 1945 after Second World War, because Second World War started in 1939 to ended 1945, and that 1945 Second World War finished and United Nations established. So with that, England also got their new political party, new government they got, and that new government came to know that many years India fought for freedom struggle. They started and they were fighting for freedom for India. So now they came to know they would give freedom, and now that new country as a independent country, India need constitution. So this Labour Party sent a cabinet mission to India for making a new constitution. So here you can see one point, cabinet mission came to India in 1946. This is one of the question come, that in which year cabinet mission came. So cabinet mission came to India in 1946, remember. And what was the aim of this cabinet mission? This cabinet mission aimed to make what? Necessary preparation for new constitution of independent India. This is the cabinet mission purpose or their aim. Remember, necessary preparation for what? New constitution for independent India. Here I have written some important point. What important points? See, first point is, in 1946 cabinet mission came to India to create a congenial environment and to make necessary preparation for framing a new constitution of India. This already you got two question included here, which year they came and why they came. Already we got the answer, 1946 for making new constitution of India. Then second important point, Constituent Assembly was formed and its first sitting was held on 9 December 1946. Remember, because when cabinet mission came with three British ministers, with three British ministers. Okay, you can see here one photo. So here you can see one picture. So here is three person with Lord Wehel Viceroy, and these three minister you can see written in below that with Lord Webble with member of cabinet mission. Understood? 1946 March cabinet mission. This is the picture, historical picture also. This is one of the historical picture that these three British cabinet minister they came. So that three cabinet minister with some other Indian people, they made what? They made Constituent Assembly. They established Constituent Assembly, and that Constituent Assembly first presided the meeting by Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. Remember, the first presided the meeting by Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. First meeting. Then Rajendra Prasad was elected as the permanent president of that Constituent Assembly. Why Constituent Assembly established? To making new constitution, to frame a new constitution. That Constituent Assembly established, and around 11 sitting happened in that Constituent Assembly. Then what happened? Number 4, drafting committee was constituted by that Constituent Assembly. Drafting committee, the committee which is fully responsible to make a draft constitution, to frame a constitution, that committee constituted, okay, by Constituent Assembly. And the drafting committee in 1947, you can see 1947, in 1947 the drafting committee established. 1947 with 7 specialists and chairman. Who was the chairman? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. And as we know that B.R. Ambedkar was the father of the constitution also. So then after that, after 3 years rigorous development, after 3 years rigorous, they did hard work, and after that what happened? We got our new constitution. In 1949, 26th November, we got our constitution signed by Rajendra Prasad. Rajendra Prasad was the permanent president, and then from 1950, you can see 1950 here I have written, from 26 January that we celebrate 26 January as a Republic Day. From that day what? Our constitution enforced and we celebrate as a Republic Day, our constitution enforced from 1950, 26 January. Then before preparing this constitution, India was governed according. Okay, here is one question come sometime that we got our constitution in 1950. We follow our constitution from 1950, 26 January. Then before 1950, we got independent in 1947, around 300 years ago. Then during these 3 years, how was our India rule? Means who ruled India, or how was India means run? So here is one answer is the Government Act of India 1935. So number 5th point you can see, sixth point, F number you can see in below. Before preparing new constitution, India was governed in accordance with the provisions of Government of India Act 1935. That means Britishers whatever made act in 1935 when they were ruling, according that some provisions India was ruling. Though we got independence in 1947, but before till 1950 enforcement of the constitution, India ruled by this 1935 act. Remember, question also come, which act India was ruling before the constitution framed out. So 1935 act. Okay, when constitution framed out, in constitution, after constitution for 1950, India followed till now as according constitution. Okay, each and every country, as already I have said, each and every country follow their constitution. So constitution, here is after constitution, already we got the knowledge about what is constitution. Now we have another important point, preamble. So what is preamble? You can see here one photo in the Constitution of India and preamble. See here, we the people of India having solemnly resolved constitute into India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So here are some bold letters like justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. So these are the letters written on the preamble. So what is preamble? Preamble is a mirror of constitution, is the introduction of constitution. So preamble is the soul of constitution. In every book you have seen some content. Before opening before reading the lessons, you have some content, and that content include main points that what was include in the lessons. Like that, preamble is a introduction. Like every book has a content as an introduction of the lessons. Like that, constitution also have introduction that is known as preamble. And this preamble shows the ideals, philosophy, objective of the Indian constitution. If we want to see our Indian constitution, we no need means very shortly, if we want to see, we no need to read our Indian constitution. First we can see the preamble, that in preamble what included. From preamble we can understand that Indian constitution have these important words like sovereign. What is sovereign? What is socialist? What is secular? What is democratic republic? So these words are what? It's a objective of a constitution, and our this constitution constitution made for the people. Here first word you can see, we the people of India. So here denotes the people of India has the main power. Here you can see the preamble of the constitution, some important points. Number A, preamble is the introduction of the constitution. In the preamble, the ideals and objectives of the constitution have been described. Already I said, what are the ideals? For like we the people of India, then sovereign, socialist. So what is sovereign? What do you mean by sovereign? Number B, India is a sovereign state. Sovereign means a country which is externally not subordinate to any foreign power, not directed by any other force internally. That means our India, we are not under any other foreign power, China, USA, Pakistan, Bangladesh, not any foreign power. Our India, we are ruling, our people are ruling. That means what we elected as a representative, that representative are ruling our India, and even they are not forced by any internal power like military power, like any dictator, any wealthy people. No, it's a democratic country. We are sovereign. That means we are free from any foreign power. Remember, we are free from any foreign power. So we rule our country by our by our elected representative. Now socialist, number C. What is socialist? India is a socialist country or socialist state. Means in India, socialist means the equal distribution of the national income among the people. That means in India, our government do work for us. Like you can say government open government school, government hospital, government different type of utilities they opened. So government work for the people. That is socialist country, where government mainly responsible and work for the welfare of the people. That is socialist country. After socialist, another point I have taken from book, some points you can see. Secular. India is a secular state. That means whatever I have taken, you can read that in the eyes of government all religion are equal. So such in India there shall not be any discrimination among the religion. So in India, people, different type of religious people, caste, tribe, language people, they are living. So each and every people are equal. In India, we don't say we are we have religious status, this type of status like for a country. We say we are secular country. So next point, democracy or democratic. So India is a democratic country, as already we got. The administration of the country shall be governed by the elected representative. So this called democratic country. Now republic. India is a republic. What republic means? So republic means the head of the state, that is president, which is the first citizen of India, shall be elected by the people. So though we directly not include in elected of the president, but indirectly we elect our president. So that's why our president is not come by hereditary process. It like hereditary process like queen, king, not like that. Like England has this procedure. That's why England is not a republic country, because they have queen, crown they have with the prime minister. But in India we have prime minister and president, both are representative for the people and elected by the people. So this is known as about our some ideals of the preamble. So after that you can see last line, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, these are also ideals of the constitution. So this is, I hope you have understood. I have taken some screenshot and some points written also. So whatever importance I already given you, please note down and read the points. Thank you for today.